When was the last time you have read something that has truly upset you? Not because it wasn't true or because it was a hoax, but because it contradicted how you see the world. In 1820, Thomas Jefferson said that a well-informed public is a prerequisite for a functioning democracy. And yet, 200 years later, we are still fighting for our liberty because of the asymmetry of information. While the powerful use elite data models and sources to shape narratives, the average citizen is left with a chaos of his own social media and newsfeed. In today's world, to stay informed, you have to become kind of an investigative journalism yourself. To help empower these new kind of investigators, we have to help bridge the gap between the hidden truth and the inherent biases that we all have. That's why we decided to pursue the topic number 6, which is content discovery, to help users navigate in the flood of news. We do that by our platform, which allows you to see what someone else might not want you to see. It allows you to see the blind spot. The main properties of the platform are that it's simple to use and provides you insights in just one click, as you will see in a second. It has also guaranteed unbiasedness and also leaves intellectual autonomy all onto you, so you can decide for yourself.
Okay, so we made a lot of promises. So let's see how our platform looks like. So here we see pretty. So here we have our platform, which after. Okay, so. Okay, so sorry for the issues. So here after we specify our time range, we guarantee with our newsfeed that this is absolutely not biased because we balance left wing and right wing topics so that you don't know which topic you select, because we also using our AI models rewrite the articles so that we don't exploit human nature, and therefore there is no clickbait, and also the article don't exploit the political narrative. Also, our next feature is that from these selected dominant topics, we have extra agentic feature. First is about the quality of the article, where we are able, with this analysis function, to get the score, how well the article performs, based on our metrics, and also we search for the similar metrics from whole political spectrum to find some differences in the story. Also, we generated a second agentic framework, which is about selecting a topic which is currently hot, and after that topic is hot, sorry about the issues, after that topic is selected, we search for all articles from left to right to center wing to neutral, and we specify what about their versions they agree on, what they disagree on, and also what are some summary. Okay, so this was about our platform, and now how this works. This is the tools that we are using, and to guarantee this unbiased news, we have this specific architecture, which is too difficult to describe. In simple terms, it is using cluster. Sorry.
In simple terms, it uses a selection of articles which are then clustered and then divided into several topics.
Okay, sorry about that. And in simple terms, we are using some DBS scan algorithm, also with some other machine learning models, and also this is about our agentic framework, where we are having some query from the user, and after we have this query, we use our second agent, which is first rewriting query for exact match and query for semantic search. Now we combine this article together, and we have another agent which is selecting topics which are relevant, because we gather as many topics as we can, and after that we simply select those which are the most relevant. And then we have our summarizer, which combines all this information, which is a larger model, and this model simply returns the result. Thank you for your attention, and sorry for the issues.
That's always happens. One question, did I get it right that you, when you present the articles to the reader, that you rewrite them so they are not biased and there is no clickbait? Did I get it right? That you use the AI to actually rewrite the original article into something?
Yes, about the query, what we are doing actually is, because we want to get as many articles, and for specific queries, it is better to use exact match, and for the other, we use a similar match.
I think the question was different.
Sorry?
It's like if the article text displayed is changed.
Yeah, actually it's only used for the article headlines, not for the whole articles. The goal is to present to the user a selection of left-wing, right-wing and neutral articles that would be balanced in a way so the user has a balanced sample. And sometimes the left or right-wing bias is visible in the title, in the headline itself. So we use headline rewriting, but only for the headline.
Okay, and it's the headline which is then used for the query to get all the articles from across the whole spectrum, or is it some other query? Do you use the headline, the rewritten headline, or is it some other query generated by the AI?
For the
Newsmatics
subsequent
API.
summary?
Yeah. If you want the comparison which you were showing afterwards, left
we
wing,
use the
right wing.
original one.
Okay, thank you.
You mentioned that you are working with right-wing, left-wing, and neutral sources. You also take into account the wide spectrum, because there are also other bias labels like government propaganda. So do you work with that?
Well, this is actually something we thought about, that we actually divide the news articles into various categories, and the articles about politics are the ones that are where the bias is mostly visible. So in that manner, we actually take a sample that is mostly consisting of left, center, and right-wing publications, and we don't use government propaganda and the other tags.
I'm gonna jump straight to the data thingies. So I think the query rewriting was spot on. And also just like a question, when you're rewriting for semantic search, like how do you deal with that like the person might get keywords into the query, but then like if you rewrite it, you're essentially mismatching the user's intent because you're making up hypotheses for what he wanted to search.
Yes, this is actually a great question, and that's why we use the combination. We use at the same time, in parallel, the semantic search and also the exact match search. And then we have some evaluator, which is actually looking at the original query, and from this query, it evaluates, and very strictly, this article does not, cannot be compared or cannot be used for this purpose or not.
So in sort of sense, where in the part where you would have re-ranking, you are essentially applying language model as a judge for each of those retrieved documents?
Yes, but only as if it is relevant or not at this stage.
Okay, so there's a classification that pre-filters the input into the pipeline.
Yes.
And just one thing, so the prompts themselves, or like the agents you say, do they communicate somehow?
It is more like a graph, so it goes straight to the straight into one direction. Because for this purpose, we didn't need to, use some more complex agents, meaning that they need to communicate on or decision some action, make some decision about some tool usage at the time. This was a straightforward pipeline, therefore we didn't need to do that.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. I would just don't call it agentic because like the agents needs to actually communicate to form that sort of system. But otherwise the pipeline you have devised was good, So yeah, I think that was very interesting. Thanks.
Thank you.